I asked him before we met what hobby horses he wanted to focus on, and I'm really looking forward to talking about these. Just to preface it, they're sort of advanced issues, so it's not like what do you open with and then what do you transition out of. So with that,
well, kind of, because one of them is what do you tell guys? Because I have 2 days. Yeah, I have 2 days.
Let's talk about that. So I would love to hear this, and just give us an inside view of what goes on in one of your boot camps. So you focus on giving him enough. What exactly he needs to know for that night, and nothing more that would confuse him.
Right, because one of the things at our Love Systems comprehensive workshops, which are available for the low price of $29.97, I'll be back here at about the middle of the year, at the end of May.
See the website.
Right. Available for one-on-ones. So the lovesystems.com. So the triad model that we teach is badass, and I love it, and Savoy's a really smart guy, and it's the best model I know, and it's great, and I really swear by it. But if I spend enough time on the triad model to make it a workable thing, then I'm losing valuable time that's on actionable things. If frame control is so important. It's one of those things that dominates all game. If you don't understand frame control, you don't understand game. Period. If you don't get how to manipulate if you don't have a solid grounding in your own frame and how that influences other people, you don't have game. That's the end of the story. And I can't talk about that on day one because what the fuck is someone, that's something you got to do that over time. So I give them really discrete beliefs to work on, for example, right? So the 3 frames that I tell guys, but I don't tell them the frames, right? Day one, I don't bring up frame control, is don't ever ask permission to talk to anyone. Everything I say is right and everything's going according to plan. Not me, but for the guy. Everything I say is right and everything's going according to plan. And discover boundaries, don't determine them. And so those are the three things I see over and over again. Where basically if you do those 3 things, if you fix those 3 attitudes when you're going and approaching women, you have game. You can leave my class within an hour if you just go, oh, that's how to do it. And because those are the things people screw up over and over and over and over again over just years and years and years of this. So over time, it's fascinating to me because, of course, the biggest problems people have, we have questions coming up, but just write it down, okay? The questions the biggest thing people have is what do you open with? Or what do you say next? That's it's what do I say after I open? All that kind of stuff. So huge amount of my class is dedicated to teaching them how to fish, so to speak, and not giving them lines, but giving them something that they can feel confident. Because what I want to do is obsolesce myself, and I want to as soon as possible, I want my students to be my wingmen, and that means getting the best information as quickly as possible, but there's so much of it, and I don't have the academy model, right? So I've only got 2 days to because I got Friday, we go in the field, Saturday we go in the field, then Sunday I talk about dates, and I talk about phone and text game and all that stuff. But it's a wild ride because every boot camp I'm okay, I got to do that.
First day of boot camp is always
crazy.
Something to figure out.
It's really weird. So
how do you? So those are the 3 frames. So you've just set it out there. How do you then reinforce those or teach it to them so that they accept them and can then use them?
Well, we do exercise. I try to get to exercises by the end of the first day. And I can just be yo, you're asking permission. Talk to me like you own me. Talk to me.
Okay.
Look at me. The look in your eyes should say that you either want to fight me or fuck me. And just have that attitude. So I can see it. And it's always, but even that's really weird. That's really strange because guys are more nervous talking to me in the class, because they've got more eyes on them. So there's that other weird instructor thing. So it's really tough. It's really tough because you don't, everybody surprises you. I'm sure you see this, where you're somebody who you think is a normal, intelligent, well-adjusted guy, and then you get him outside and talking to girls, and he just shits himself. And you're like, "What, dude? What happened?" He goes, "I don't remember anything you told me.
Yeah.
Nothing. I remember nothing." And you're just like, "What are you gonna do then?" "I'm gonna drink. I'm gonna drink a lot."
And then you see him just pounding shots. Like, what happened?
Yeah. So I mean, what for me, it's just like it's come to a lot more exercises, a lot more, because one of the things I really admire about the Marine Corps teaching method is Marines are kind of stupid. So like, again, I love my brothers. They are my brothers in the Marine Corps. They are my brothers, but some of them are rocks, and so like it's just true. And like, so one of the way the Marines teach is, here's a thing, here's everything you need to know about a thing. Now go do it. Okay. You got that, retard? Okay. Here's another thing that builds on the thing you just did. Go do that. Because if you've got an M67 fragmentation grenade in your hand, you can't be like, I don't remember. No, I don't remember. So you have to, that's what happens. And this is it's such a tense thing for guys because, like I said, people haven't committed to failure yet. They haven't committed to just like, I'm gonna fuck it up and just try everything. So in the classroom, you got to get people juices flowing. I'll give you an exercise. Actually, I'll give you an exercise to break the filter. You can do this by yourself. I'll tell you when you're done with this exercise. When it is easy. Okay? When this exercise is a joke to you, you are done doing it. Otherwise, you should do it all the time. Which is, pick a random word, any random word, and talk about it for a minute. And don't cut yourself any slack at all. 0. Like, don't go, 50 seconds. That's good. No. If you can talk about anything for a minute, then you can talk about anything a girl throws at you. Right? So what I'll do with my students, I'll be like, button, red, green, phone, Nokia, Dutch people. I'll just throw stuff out there and make them talk. And you can see really quickly, because some guy will go, well, red is a color, and it is not my favorite color. And like you can see it. And then other guys go, I fucking hate red. Red killed my family. And you can see the energy in the room, and so you can see it in yourselves. That exercise right there will tell you where your filter is, and you just do that till it's easy, and you'll see that has a direct correspondence with how you interact with women. That's my
that's totally awesome. I actually have the same thing. Like, and there's an art of flirting seminar, that free seminar that I do, and that's one of the exercises we have people do. We just grab people up there and tell them. And I have the worst part is I point the timer on my iPhone at them, so they see that the timer counting down. They're like freaking out. But that's what we do in the academy. Because I learned that from an improv comedy workshop. And I think they used pencil or something, and we just had to riff on that. Things like that, very mundane things. But it's training spontaneity.
My girlfriend took a public speaking thing, and there's this great version of it. I can't wait to mess with my students about this, which is after you say change it, and they have to change wherever they were going. They have to change, like tell a story about a subject, and then they have to change the previous word that they said. So if said, well, I was on my way to the airport, change it. I was on my way to the market.
Oh, cool.
Right?
That's
so just thinking on the fly. It's a cool exercise.
That's awesome.
Anyway, I can't wait.
Yeah.
No, I'm stealing it from my girlfriend's public speaking teacher. So
I'm gonna give it a fancy name.
Yeah.
I give the other one. I call it the stream of consciousness exercise. Proustian. That's where the Ph.D. comes in handy.
I think I call mine like spontaneous conversation. So
stream of consciousness.
Yes. Go fuck yourself.
Sexier. Okay. So exercises, drills. One thing that I think Asian guys have trouble wrapping their minds around is that what they're learning is not like math. And it's not like you're just learning some facts that you regurgitate.
Totally.
It's a performative activity. I take that term from Csikszentmihalyi's book, Flow. It's a performance. And when you learn performative activities, it's a different mindset. So when I get guys who are good at music or sports or theater or anything that requires them to perform, then that attitude when they're performing is what I need to tap into.
Totally.
So realize that this prep you're doing, if you can play it, just like piano, for example, most Asian guys in America were forced to play some classical music instrument. So piano was mine, and I hated it, but I was forced to do it. And what the teacher made us do was to play this boring riff, like 5 bars, 5 times perfectly until we can move on to the next 5 bars. And so, was it incredibly boring? Yeah. But that's how you, because it's sort of like in martial arts, it's another one that's much more common in Singapore. You can't hope to perform that move, that side kick or whatever, in a real fight unless you can do it perfectly, 100 times perfectly in practice, and preferably like 1,000 times. And that's sort of what these drills, like, I bring a guy up to do the drills and he's thinking, this is so easy, you know, but I want to see you do it 5 times perfectly, because when you get into the field or you're talking to a real woman, your mind goes blank, you freeze, you get self-conscious, and it's over.
Yeah, that's why I get mad when a guy's like, she's not hot enough. I'm like, well, make out with her. And then fucking tell me that.
Yeah,
like,
too many excuses.
Yeah, exactly. Welcome, right?
$3,000
$3,000 a weekend.
Yeah.
Comprehensive workshops, bitches. Lovesystems.com.
Do you have the next date for Singapore yet?
Next date for Singapore is it's on May. How do I send? It's at the end of May. Yeah, I do teach here, and if you liked what you got, then stay in touch. And more to the point, if enough of you express an interest, I will fly across the Pacific and I will come here because I love coming to Asia. And I certainly will make the time for it. But yes, that's that.
All right. Well, so where do they find more
futuristicwords.com, and on Twitter I'm at ls_future. ls_future. I try to update my blog pretty regularly. Also, future@lovesystems.com. future@lovesystems.com. But yeah, just thank you for having me, and I hope you guys got something out of this. I really do.
And he just put out an ebook. Well,
it's free. It's free.
Report,
So it's
for free. So there's no excuse. Go download that.
Yeah.
Check it out.
You can learn more about
Excellent Asian adventures.
Exactly.
All right. Well, let's thank Future Thompson for joining us, and we learned a lot today. That was awesome.
Hey, if you like our video, subscribe to our YouTube channel and remember to like our Facebook fan page for videos only on Facebook.